Yellow! We have finally gotten to that moment where this video is going to exist. It took me a while to finally talk about the moment where I met my absolute legend, my queen, my everything, the reason that I am myself. Because of Miss Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta, and for all you basics who don't know who I'm talking about, and now you will know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Mother Monster. I'm talking about the one and only woman who runs pop music, Miss Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga was in Toronto, and I still darn tune can't believe that I'm saying it because this girl hardly ever damn comes to my country. She was here for A Star Is Born premiere. I thought that Gaga and Mr. Bradley Charles Cooper were going to be doing press at all the hot spots in Toronto that were doing interviews. You know this woman is an A-lister queen when she has all the press come to her. So all those press junkets, throw them out the window, let them fly away into the air because she wasn't around. So I waited for nothing. Then, what happened is, I went to the premiere. Now, the premiere was a mess. You could only imagine how many people were waiting for Gaga and for Bradley. I scoot my way through. I'm like, excuse me, Basic? Oh, are you waiting for Gaga? No, you're not? Okay, Basic, because I am. Oh, are you a stan? You don't look like a stan because you're Basic. Get out of the way. I literally moved all the irrelevance out of the way so that that way I could be front, row, center, at the barricade when she comes out. Oh, so when I say that, you're like, oh, okay, so you got her, didn't you? No, this girl literally was in a veil. So it was like she did not want to be touched by people because her dress was just like, wow. Joanne, you're a fucking legend! So she does like a little walk, okay? So I'm like, okay, no worries. You would think that I got her. Nope, she does like a little circle. She sees me, she goes, who? And then she continues walking. Later that night, she had a Q&A at a different venue, at a different theater. Once again, you can imagine, chaotic. It's like people were just going out for Gaga. And I was like, okay, well, can you guys go for somebody else because I need to get her? And it's like, I felt in the moment that everybody was meeting her but me. She leaves the Q&A just for my friends and I to find out that she went to a restaurant. Now the thing is, we knew exactly what restaurant that was. So we go there. And I know people are gonna be like, man, you're invading her privacy. She's out for dinner. And it's like, I know, I'm so sorry. And it's my fave and I should be doing that. But it's just like, when you become so desperate and you see all these fans meeting her but you're willing to take any chance you get. So she's done eating with Bradley and the team. They slowly start to make their way out. She comes out. Queen. Literally the gown this woman had dressed and she changed. And she just looked phenomenal. I was literally like so mesmerized. As she's coming out, she ignores the hounds. But she does acknowledge us, the fans, because she sees that we have nothing in our hands aside from our phones. She kind of looks at us and she smiles and she just continues. And I'm like, this is another third failure for the day. But the best thing about it is when she got into her car, the car was still open and I was literally standing at the most perfect spot where the crack of the door faced her, faced me. And I look at her and you guys, it was like, I still remember this moment and I still will never forget this moment. I look at her and she like looks up at me and I go, Gaga, you are my absolute everything. She looks at me, she blows me a kiss, and then the door closes. So now there is an after party for A Star Is Born. I find out the venue. I think a lot of people had found out the venue because it was all over the internet. It was just basically whether people were going to attend that to try and meet her. They were going to prioritize other actors in the city. I get to the venue, once again, packed. I'm like, it was so packed that I couldn't even believe it. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother because she's gonna be just in and out. I go home after that moment. I was like, I give up. Just to later the next morning find out that she stopped for fans after the after party at the hotel that she always stays at. Okay. The next day, I find out that Gaga is flying out commercial. So my friend and I went and we were like, we have to try this. Like it could be just like maybe a fluke. We had to try. This was my only other information that I had about her. Her cars pull up, but you can imagine my heart is beating. I'm literally like so anxious, and I don't get that anxious when it comes to like celebrities, I guess because I've done it so many times. But like for her, it's that one person that I would literally drop to the floor because I'm so like nervous about. So then the bodyguard opens the door and he says something to her. Closes the door. Not even 3 seconds later, he opens it up again and she comes out. Joanne! Yes! Joanne Slay Queen! She's doing autographs. She comes up to, so basically it was the hounds first, and then it was the 3 fans that were looking for only selfies. She goes up to the first fan, and the fan goes, okay, can we get a selfie? And she goes, I'm not doing pictures today, sorry. I go, what? I was like, what? I was like, I get it, like, it's like she's busy and she's tired, but I was like, Oh my god, I was like, I have literally, like, I had, like, I'll get to it, I had autographs for her, but it's like they were in my backpack, and my priority right now was just get that picture. So she comes up to me, and it's because, I can't believe this, she recognized me from yesterday, from the day before, because she heard me, like, in all the videos, you could see me, Joanne, Joanne, Joanne. And then I said it again at the airport, so she recognized me, and she comes up to me, and I'm like, Gaga, I have nothing. I was like, because I forgot about what was in my backpack, because it was in my backpack. I only had my phone in my hand. I was like, Gaga, I have nothing. And then she goes, okay, let's do selfies. You could probably just imagine my heart probably stopped beating for like 2 minutes. I was like, or okay, unrealistically, like 2 seconds. I was like, what? Before she heads on her way, I stopped her and I'm like, Gaga, I was like, I completely forgot. I had a couple things for you to sign. I was like, don't worry, it's nothing for me to sell. I made sure of it because I didn't want her to think that way. I was like, I have my favorite album of yours, which is actually conveniently here. I got her to sign Art Pop, signed it like literally right there, and I keep it here on top because it's like my most prized possession, literally. And then I had this envelope for her. You can't read it, but just imagine me handing this to her. So she's looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's not what I'm asking you to sign. It is literally the selfie that me and Mother Monster took the year before for 5'2" premiere. She literally looked at it and she goes, wow. She goes, I want to sign that. And so you can see that she decided to sign in black in the shadow of the picture on the bottom here where I am. Where is it? Right there. And then that was me interacting with my absolute queen. She heads on and she goes to wherever she was going. Anyways, that is the story of me meeting the #1 person. For anybody who's watching me, if anybody's ever darn tuned in watching me, I'll talk to y'all in the next video. TTYLs.